All right, everybody. Welcome to the Art with Errol Podcast. It is July 7th, 2025. Let's go. All right. Woo! Man, what a week we had, y'all. Time for our recap. I am your host, Art with Errol. I am a artist, graphics designer, content creator, family man, all the above. Yeah, so we had a wonderful week last week. I think we got a lot more done than our previous weeks. I expect this week we should be able to get some good stuff done. At least 2 game streams I think we can fit in. Also, we're getting our podcast done today, which is great because we've been pretty much getting a podcast done every day since we started. So this is number 27. Man, 27 episodes. We're almost at 30 episodes. Wow. Seems like time just flies, y'all. So we're doing great in the podcasting, just like, as far as making the content once a week, we're doing great in that aspect. Our Monday check-in, it's not really growing as far as the YouTube channel. But I think, with time, maybe people will recognize us and we can get more people involved. But I think, as anything, it takes time, repetition, and as we get better at things, we will gain more audience. And that's just, I think, what it is. It's just, putting in reps, right? Time, reps, and putting out good content as much as we can. So I think we've been on point with that. As far as the gaming channel, I think it's making progress, small gains here and there. We did get our shorts done every day last week. We got at least, I think it was 2 game streams in of Doom. And we're almost done with Doom the Dark Ages. So tomorrow, I believe we should be able to beat it. If not, Wednesday we should be able to beat it. As far as like our art channel, we've been doing pretty good with that as well. We've been like doing 1 art video every Friday, and that's been going pretty well, I think. The channel is growing a little bit slow. Everything's slow growing, but I like that we're making progress. I feel like we're making progress. Each stream, each art video, each podcast, I feel like I make small gains. Either in, like with the podcast, I feel like I'm getting better at being more relaxed and talking and trying to stay on a topic. As far as our art videos, I feel like they will get better as we go along because, the more you do something, just the better you get at it. And just drawing once a week is just keeping it fresh and keeping it going, something different every week. And I've been trying to keep things relevant, and that's a good thing because there's always something going on in pop culture or the movies or gaming. So there's always content that we can pull from to draw something or sketch something in our sketchbook and just have fun with it. And I've been enjoying that. I really have. So as far as topics for today, I really didn't have a major topic today. Just we are making progress, even though it's small gains, and we just got to celebrate those small gains. If you get 1 subscriber, just be happy you got that one that week. And that's how I feel like, I finally have someone that's been kind of like, communicating in the videos, which I really enjoy when you guys actually, participate. Like, you comment, you say something, because I will respond if you comment. A lot of times I may not see it right away, but I'll see it and then I'll comment and, respond. As long as it's something appropriate. If it's not something super negative, I may not respond to you. But I think as far as that aspect, people I'm tracking attention of people, and they're starting to participate. I've been seeing like 1 or 2 people dropping comments now on some of the gaming stuff, which is great because the viewership is weird because people will watch, and I see like, I don't know if it's bots. You know what? I know there's a lot of bots on YouTube, and it could be bots, but I don't know. You know, I'll see people view, and then there's no comment or there's no like. So is it bot views or not? I don't know. Or maybe it's just people just don't want to interact, you know. I know YouTube has a problem with bots because I've streamed and the bots will come in and say, "Oh, my microphone is out. Can you write into the chat?" Blah blah blah. That's a bot. That's not a real person. Or my headset is not working, or something along that line. Something weird like that. It's so interesting. But I believe we're making small progress in all of our channels, all of our ventures here on this content creation journey, which is really cool. Had a very interesting day at work today. One of the guys I worked with at my last location actually came through the gym. He's like, I didn't recognize you there. And that was really cool. So just seeing familiar faces is always a good thing, right? Lightens up your day. When it's someone you kind of, have good rapport with, and if it's somebody you don't have good rapport with, obviously you're not going to have that reaction. But, yeah, just a all around good week last week. I'm really happy with our progress. And I think for this week, we're going to make good progress as well. You know, I just want to speak it into existence that we're going to keep making good quality content, and hopefully I can get in some more videos. I've been trying to like squeeze in a video here and there. It'd be nice to do like one video per week on the gaming channel is what I'm talking about. We've been just making videos for the art channel, and that will get better next year because the plan is to get a really fancy camera to record with and get back to like setting out the easel and doing like a full-fledged video at some point. So that's my plan for next year with the art channel, which I think we have a good plan in place. We're going to get a brand new high-def good camera that can, get really good quality video footage and make really good quality art videos. That's what I want the quality to be top notch, so I think getting the better camera is going to allow us to do that. As far as the podcasting channel, I think it's just about time, and we're putting in the time. We're making progress on the way we speak and having topics and being consistent. That's just wonderful in that aspect. So we're going to continue doing what we're doing there, and I think with the gaming channel, once we finish Doom, we'll take a break from the go through games for a week or two, and then we'll try either South of Midnight, or I'm leaning towards going to Expedition 33, or I haven't played Oblivion, so Oblivion might be a good one to dive into. So there's so many games and titles that are coming out. There's plenty of options of games to play, new titles, but just taking a short break from that and just playing some shooters for a week or two will be good, because those go-through games, they really take a lot to kind of play through and try to be commentative through it. I don't know if commentative is a word, but make a commentary during the gameplay. And I'm not the best at that, so I got to get better at like doing commentary for those type of gameplay. And I think that will excel the viewership if I'm more commentary and explaining what I'm doing, and like finding the secrets and maybe making clips and stuff like that. I need to get better at that stuff as far as like enhancing the game playthrough aspect of the channel, which I would like to get better at that. I gotta work on that. So we still always have things to work on, things to learn, and I see the way forward. It's just about sometimes just enacting on those can be difficult, but I think we can get it done. And so for our next game that we choose, which I want to leave it open for the audience, if you're listening and you want to be a participant, you kind of vote on the next game to play, because there's so many new titles out, new titles coming up. One of the other games that was coming up was what's it, Reloaded? Gears of War Reloaded is coming up, so that might be one that we could play through as well. It's got its campaign as well as the multiplayer aspect to it. So there's options with that game that's coming out in August, I believe. It's August 26th. So there's games out that we haven't played. South of Midnight, like I said, I think that is the one I'm leaning towards the most, just because it has that Louisiana aspect, and the lady is, it's all in Louisiana. She's from Louisiana. Her mother gets taken away in a storm, and you got to go rescue her, or you're on this magical journey to find your mom. It just seems like it'll be a cool title just because that's, where I'm from. So I kind of want to lean towards that one as the next title, but I am open to suggestions. So if people want to see something else, if I don't hear from anybody, I may lean more towards that game. And I think as far as gaming content, we have plenty of ways forward. There's still a lot of fun with Fortnite. The Superman event I have not completed. And I also with Call of Duty, I did finish and get Beavis and Butthead, which is amazing that they added Beavis and Butthead to Call of Duty. So I did complete that one, but I did not complete the Superman event. So after we finish Doom, maybe I just hammer down hard and try to get the Superman event completed to get Superman at the end of the Fortnite. That might be the way forward. And then after that, we dive into one of the new titles that came out that's like a go through game. And that's just kind of what I've been thinking for the gaming channel as our path forward. As far as the art video for this week, I really been thinking we'll do something on Superman, since Superman comes out on the 11th. I do plan to take the kids to see that at some time at the end of the month. And so maybe we'll draw Crypto. I was thinking we draw Crypto, not Superman. I could draw Superman, but I was thinking it would be more fun if we do the dog. If we do Crypto. Because this Superman will have Crypto, the super dog, in there. So I thought that would be really cool. But as always, I'm always open to suggestions when it comes to art. And I will take suggestions. And maybe we can, if you want Superman, I could do Crypto this week and Superman next week or something like that. That's my thought process, because there's stuff coming out, and there's things we could draw or sketch in the sketchbook, and it's always fun. So no matter what we draw, it's gonna be fun. So art wise, I think that's where we're gonna be at. And this week, man, it's already Monday's coming to a close, so we're kind of heading through this week, right? So I hope you guys are looking forward to Doom, because that's definitely what we'll be playing tomorrow. So if you want to check in for that live stream, it's the Art with Errol gaming channel. If you're listening to this or watching it on YouTube, the link for it should be at the bottom of the homepage of this channel. It's easy to find. Art with Errol should be easy to find. Either way it go, you just could Google it or find it anyway. If you listen to Spotify, Amazon, wherever you're listening to the podcast, I'm so easy to find because the name is the same across all platforms, which is making things, makes things easier that way. And I always post links. So if you're on X, you will see the link for the stream prior to me streaming tomorrow. Good things are happening. This will probably be a little bit shorter stream today, podcast today, I'm sorry, as I just kind of kept it kind of light today because it's been kind of a busy day, and I'm kind of tired. So I just wanted to keep the ball going, maybe talk about a few things, and I think just, like we did the review last podcast of the first half of the year, I think we are making great progress, and I'm just excited for the ability to keep making content on a consistent basis, because that's never been me. I've always been off and on, and I've said this a lot, but that's, I think, where a lot of people struggle when it comes to making content is making consistent content to even attract people. You not only do you have to make good quality content, but you have to be able to be consistent. And I like to harp on that because I think that's where a lot of people fall short, including myself. I know I've fallen short before, so I tend to harp on that and just to remind myself I gotta try to make the content, in the little short time windows of time that you have. Even if you only have 30 minutes, if you can squeeze out a short in that 30 minutes, or if you have an hour or whatever, if you can just make some kind of content in that hour, it's always better to have something than to have nothing. So, yeah, and trying to plan things out. Planning things out is usually good. I try to have a plan each week. I always look at the family schedule first, and then I try to squeeze in what I can make throughout the week, the weekend prior to. So I'm always looking at the family schedule first, because that family comes first, and then this content stuff is secondary. So we fit it in where we can, and we just take the allotted time that we can squeeze out, which is usually about 2 hours each day during the week, which is not bad. It's not bad. Shorts are really easy and quick to make. So it's always, I feel like if you can't make a full-fledged video or a live stream or something like that, you should be able to do a short. Shorts are easy, and there's all kinds of free apps. And I think I did one podcast where I kind of talked about some apps and stuff you could use that are free to do editing on your phone, which will allow you to spice up your video a little bit, come up with something creative, come up with something funny, and you could just make something quick on the go. And I try to do that every day, because I feel like that's something I know I can make in 15 to 20 minutes, and then as long as the internet's good, it's going to post, and you can use ChatGPT to help you write the title, of the description, and the hashtags. So if you're not using ChatGPT for that, that's bread and butter when you want to make your titles and stuff. Is it will help you by just copying and pasting your script and letting it read the script, and it'll give you options for titles, it'll give you options for descriptions, and it'll also do the hashtag. So it's like a great tool just for that, and that's free. You don't have to pay anything for ChatGPT. So that is a winner, winner, chicken dinner. So, yeah, if you need help with those things, definitely download ChatGPT and utilize that, because that's so easy to copy your script from your video. You just make your video, upload it, and then once the CC post, you just go in there, you just copy it all out and paste it in ChatGPT. Tell ChatGPT to give you a title, description, and hashtags, and boom, it just does it. So that's like a big winner for anybody that if you're struggling with making titles, you can tell it, hey, give me a funny title, give me a catchy title, give me a serious title, or whatever. You can give it key phrases to help it tailor the title to what you want it to be, and it'll come up with different options, and that's really cool to have those options. It's always good to utilize that, I think, and it makes it a lot easier and saves you time for your videos, for your shorts, for whatever it is you're creating. Even if you want for your live stream, you can say, hey, I'm thinking of doing a live stream on this game. I need a title, I need a description, I need some hashtags. It'll do that too. So, you just got to word it properly in ChatGPT, and that's a huge help to anybody that's content creating. So don't be slipping on that. Don't be sleeping on that. That's a very, very powerful tool, and I know the AI thing really hits people a certain way, like, but I mean, it can be a useful tool for you if you use it properly. So definitely think that's worth snatching up to help you along the way. I think that's about the most I wanted to talk to about today, which I'm sorry it's just a little shorter today, but I just kind of want to ramble a little bit today, and just thank the folks that are new to the channels and that have been participating. Welcome to the Artistry Society. Thank you for being a part of our channel, our group. This is our group. We are the Artistry Society, and I think if we have that unity and that communication, that's what social media is about. It's being social, right? A lot of people use it and they say, hey, post and ghost. You do want to post and ghost to some extent. You don't want to engage in a whole lot of negativity. So, I tend to not engage in the negative folks, because they're just there to tear someone down, not really support or help anybody. So, when you come across negative Nellies, I always say, you can either ban them, block them, or just ignore it. That's the ways of dealing with it. Just don't respond, because if they're not willing to help or enlighten the situation of whatever you're trying to do or create, it's a waste of time to engage with that person. It's a waste of time. It's not going to benefit you in any way to engage with negative people. So, yeah. So praise the folks that, give you good feedback, Good feedback should be well received, That's just my thought process on it. You let me know how you handle your social media, how you handle yours. You can always write that in the comments. But I think that's the best way to do it. You praise those who praise you, that want to be a part of a team and, be a good participant, And it's also good to know that, like, when someone is trying to give you feedback, whether if it's like, hey, you didn't do this so well, that's not really being negative. Now, if they're being completely disrespectful, obviously that's uncalled for. Then you ignore that or you ban them or whatever. But be receptive to feedback. And yeah, I think this was good stuff to talk about today. Just trying to take it easy today. It's Monday. It's the summertime. It's the best time to spend with your family and all that. So I hope you guys are enjoying the family while your kids are out of school. It's a good time. 'Cause it goes by so quick. You look at it like the summer's almost over. Kids will be back in school soon, and the summer will be ending shortly after that, right? Well, not that short, but a month or two after that, right? It starts start to cool down again. Before you know it, you'll be shoveling snow again. And the cycle continues. Yeah. So happy Monday, everybody. I think this is where we're gonna close it out. We're gonna end it on this. Next Monday, I'll have something planned out. I'll come up with a topic, something interesting we can kind of dive deeper into. But happy with the progress. Thanks to all those who showing the love. And that's where we're going. So until next time, y'all have a good week, y'all.